Hi guys, it's Belle here, and it is time for prompt 11 of December 2024. This is hosted by the wonderful Louisa Heinzel and Barbara from 49 Dragonflies. Links to their channels will be down below. I already tried to film this, so I actually already opened our little day in our mini calendar. I don't know. Life stuff at the moment. This video is going to go up later than it should. I'm behind on some of my filming and prepping. It's a whole thing. And then I tried to film this and yeah. So anyway, day 11 was actually another heart, but this time it looks like a gingerbread or a Leberkuchen heart. So yes, that's day 11, even though this won't go up on day 11, but it's the December 11th prompt. So that's what we're doing with the calendar. I love gingerbread and Leberkuchen. Yum, 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 yum. I'll eat them all year round, but particularly at this time of year. And I'm going to be honest, guys, life stuff aside, this prompt really threw me. It says least favourite ephemera and bookbinders art. Now, something that I do personally is that if I'm taking part in a challenge or a collaboration or anything like that, well, it's different with a collaboration because you want to support the other creators, but if I'm taking part in a challenge like this, I do not watch anyone else's videos until I have filmed my own. So even if my own video isn't up to watch yet, I will don't watch theirs. So words, what are they today? So basically, I never watch anyone's videos until I know I filmed. Once I've filmed, even if it's not up yet, that's what I was trying to say when my words were all over the place, then I will watch everyone's video. And that just goes to show, because when I did my denim pocket, my last one, when I did this, I hadn't watched anyone else's videos. And then once I'd filmed it, and it was all scheduled to go up and everything was in place, and then I started watching everyone else's on the days. Not only did Barbara, who I did this page inspired by, use a denim pocket in her page, but so did lots of other people, and I just find that's funny, you know, minds thinking along the same lines. I love that. So yes, so I never watch anyone else's pages, so videos, sorry, until I've filmed my video, because I like to try and just be inspired in my own way. So that's just how I work. So bookbinders art, I have been sitting, struggling, thinking about ever since I saw this prompt list. But I think I've come up with my own idea. Well, not my own, but I've come up with how I'm going to view it. And then it will be interesting to see what everyone else has done in their videos, because I'm thinking other people might have thought the same way, but I really don't know what anyone's going to do because it's such a weird term, bookbinders art. And actually, least favourite ephemera also threw me, to the point that I don't think I've got a lot of least favourite ephemera, if I'm honest. I kind of use a bit of everything. I like trying different things. So it's not that I've got anything least favourite. I just probably have things I use more, but I don't have anything that I really don't like. So I went back and had to look at some digital kits, because they often come with ephemera packs, and I do know there is ephemera that I sometimes don't use, or I may not use it as I think it's intended and things like that. So I had to look at those. Anyway, let's get started because I'm waffling a lot today. It's one of those days, honestly, guys. Yeah, just life stuff at the moment. Nothing bad, don't worry. It's just everything's a bit crazy and busy, and well, it's that time of year, isn't it? So I'm going to use this tiny page in my journal because it's there. And I thought the type of thing that I use least, first of all, I was thinking ephemera. I basically just think of that as what you put in the pockets and tucks. But then I thought, well, can we expand it to pockets and tucks? So I did. And one of the things I use least, this is just an example that I had from a digital kit. This is a Release the Crafting one. Are these kind of banner tucks. I have used them, but I don't use them a lot. It's just not something, I don't know if it's the shape. I mean, they're really useful on a page. I just don't know why I don't use them a lot. It's not because I don't like them. I do. I just don't use them a lot. And then, so we're going to make one of those. And then I was thinking bookbinders. So when I think about binding, I think about the spine because you're sewing in signatures. So I thought about the spine. So I did grab out a spine of a book. I actually have a beautiful blue one, a vintage blue one that I just can't find anywhere. That has escaped me. I thought about the spine. Then I thought about the texture fragments in the spine of a book. I do have some of these. I love them. I use them a lot. If you've been on my channel a while, you will know I use them a lot in my layering. I love the texture. I love the look and everything. And I think I've kind of used, yeah, I used one here actually, a book spine piece on this pocket. And then I thought signatures, and if you're binding in signatures, which is book pages. So then I thought, oh, we can use book pages. So my mind went to basically a book, a journal. And one of the other things I really like to use that I don't think we utilize enough is the inside cover. So let me grab a book. It's these inside cover pages. That's back to front. These pages here. I love pulling these out too. Sometimes you get them and they're beautifully decorated, or they're really textured. In vintage books, I've got a lot of textured, beautiful pages. And we've also got this one. And I thought I might use this actually as my basic background today, so that the tag itself will, well, not the tag, the banner. Let's see where this goes to, about here. Oh, is going to pop when I put it on the page. So yeah, so I hope that all makes sense. I'm basically saying I just don't watch anyone's videos until I've filmed my own. Sometimes if I'm just doing a normal craft project, that's fine because you want inspiration. But as I said, if I'm if I'm sort of using prompts and a part of a collaboration, be it ephemera or Junk Journal January or like Oddtober, any of those kind of things that I take part in regularly. So regularly, I've only been doing Junk Journal January this year, but still. Any of those things, I don't like watching other people's videos. So, and there's nothing wrong if you do like watching them, because sometimes we're stuck and we're like, oh, need the inspiration. But that's just me. So I try and think, and then I sit with a prompt. That's what I tend to do. If I'm not understanding a prompt, if a prompt's not immediately speaking to me, I just sit with it. Sometimes I'll do a bit of reorganization, like I'll pull something out in my craft area, like, I don't know, my scrap bags or something, and I'll just sit and go through them and tidy them. Or like this said bookbinders, so I just grabbed a couple of my vintage books and I was looking at them and thinking, and I was thinking bookbinder, not journal, but you could do journal binding. So I'm drinking my tea. I'm trying to film this early and I need my tea. So that's going to be on there because it just gives us a really good background. This paper is so thick, by the way. That was from an Edith Holden book. I use that. I also pulled out this. This is one of my jelly prints. I did jelly printing for the first time this year, and I thought it's kind of got a banner shape. And I thought maybe it's the shape I'm not overly keen on. We are going to try and possibly keep the shape, but we will see. But I want it to kind of be this randomness, you know, straight here, ripped there. And we're just going to layer. I've also got another piece that I want to put on there, but I don't want to do it yet. So I have a few things. I have this. This was in my little box. It's just a stamped image on some paper. It's this kind of paper. Let me show you. So when I'm inking and I put stuff down, especially if I'm doing edges, I get paper like this. And to be honest, guys, I stamp on it and then I cut it out. I mean, why waste this paper? It's got all this beautiful colour on it. And then if you're also stamping and splattering on it as well, I mean, it's got all that beautiful texture. Stamp on it and cut the images out. That's what I love to do. I've also got some of this stitching, but I don't know if I want to use the stitching. And then I've kind of used it to mop up some. I might trim this just a little bit. some walnut stain on there. So yes, it threw me, but that's okay. The other prompts, things have come to me immediately, so it's okay to struggle sometimes. And that's okay. And I don't think I do want to use this now because, well, I might do. I don't know. I also had this little bit that's from some Brusho crystals. I was wondering about putting this on as the back in the background. And we could layer around it, but you know what? I don't think it's going to work with this. So let's just start our layering process. I think I will be stitching as well. And I'm doing it on here because I kind of want to see where things are going to go. And I just love layering. I've got my little pot here. I have some of this left over, this film strip, and like I said, I like using things we've already used because I like linking my pieces. See, that's not showing up on the brown as much, so I feel like this needs to move over a bit more, and maybe this can go here, possibly. And then I actually do have a little banner that's gold and a gold heart. And I was wondering about popping this on here too. Kind of goes. See what it'd look like underneath the birds. It could go there too. I don't know. We're going to think about that one. I also have this. So when I pull out the pages in altered books and things, sometimes when I do them, you sometimes get left with these little pieces, which are all the kind of book page pieces. And I love these in my projects too, because they're very, very textured. But that's the problem. They're also very chunky. But you can kind of press them and make them flatter. I mean, just look at that on a page. I don't know. I think that looks amazing. Let me bring you down a bit. So yeah, let me show you again. I love this on a page for all the texture and stuff. It almost looks like little flowers, but I don't think it'll work on here. What I do want is some of this though. Love this. And this does kind of look like a branch that the birds could be sitting on, but I don't even know if I want to use it as a branch. Oh my goodness, I need to actually cut this. It's so well attached. I just love these guys. I use them a lot. They're my favorite kind of way to add texture. And you're getting something cute and vintage. I mean, the birds are on a branch, so they don't really need another one. You're getting something cute and vintage. I literally just have a little pot here that I'm pulling from. Oh, don't move, birdies. Birdie, birdie. Oh, no. Don't move. Yeah, and then that'll go actually at the top. We won't see any of the brown. It'll go there. Perfect. Right, I have this little bit that I used on the front cover, and I was wondering about bringing this in just because, I mean, the problem is the writing's this way. I don't really like it being upside. Yeah, that works. That's good. Don't like it being upside down, the writing. I don't mind sometimes, but not today. My brain needs to be happy. We do have some numbers. We have different kinds of numbers. Again, these are just stamped. Again, they're stamped on the edge of some vintage book page. So I thought that worked really, really well because, you know, the book page. That kind of could go there. I'm covering up a lot of the jelly print though, and I kind of want that to speak a little bit. We're covering up a lot of this black now. Does it cover it up too much? Do I want it moved over more? Well, maybe instead of using this, gosh, everything's just moving now. Fiddly, fiddly. Maybe we bring in the cog because it's round like the red. It'll still give us that black pop that I think I'm looking for. Everything's just too fiddly today. Yeah, it'll give us that black pop that I think I'm looking for. It'll hang over the page. I like that. If you haven't guessed with some of my other pieces, I like the things that hang over that you kind of see from the other pages. And it's also then interesting to work with that. Because you know you have to make that page all fit together. And I kind of like that challenge, but you know, that's just me. So I'm actually really liking that. We've still got this little one. I don't know why I want to bring this in. I think because it is a pendant already. And so it fits with that kind of shape. Don't know if I like it though. No, I don't think I like it. So we've got these. Normally I would layer a lot more, but I want a lot of the jelly print. Oh, we've got some burlap as well, which again, if you've been watching me, you'll know I love to add to projects. And bring that in. And there. Oh yeah, I just love the way that comes below, but it has a similar texture to the book spine. See that? But it just adds something similar but different, if that makes sense at all. So what I want to do now is I want to start gluing all of this down. This is where Barbara's technique of top-down gluing is a great idea, because you've got things where you want them. So try and just attach things a little bit. And then go back in and kind of make sure everything's glued as it needs to be. Oh, that's going to glue onto the page, so I need to lift that and move that. Let's do it on here actually. And then I'm probably going to stitch and add a little bit more stitching on here. Can't even see where I'm gluing, but that's okay. I want the words to come out a little bit, so let's do that. Come out. And then let's stick this cog down like so. And then we really need to glue these birds down now, the rest of it. So yeah, interesting prompt. I'll be interested to see if everyone else struggled. But you know, that's okay, because it gets our creative brain thinking. And then we're like, well, how do we interpret that? Yeah, I love these sticking out the edge, but this needs to be inked a little bit because it does. And now to give us, I mean, we don't need that banner look, do we? But I want to bring it in so that I know, and not cut the burlap. No. That I know that it was the banner piece. And yeah, it's not a shape. I use that often, even in my journals. Like I might make a piece of ephemera like I did for, where is it? Here. Now this was just a snippet, which I have turned into a tuck, but I much prefer that than the banner shape. So I don't know. I don't hate the banner. I just don't use it that often. I'm going to bring this in now. Oh, do we think that'd work there now? Oh, I think it kind of does. Because it still gives us that banner shape, but it adds a little something. Let's see if I can ink this. This wasn't even something I die cut. I found it in my die cut pack. So I don't know if I did it, if I got sent it in Happy Mail. I don't know. But, yeah. I thought, let's pull that out and use it in here. Okay, I like that. Do we want to try and bring any of this in anywhere? You can see I desperately wanted to bring it in, but I really don't think it's going to work. No, we're just going to leave that. Okay, so what I want to do is we've got some stitching here. I'm now going to stitch down here as well. So you can see this stitching's in 2 different widths, and I haven't done it as long. I like doing that. I like staggering the length. And now we've got some threads as well, which, again, if you've been here any length of time, you will know. The more hanging threads, the better. For me. Not for everyone, but for me. Right, so I want to put that there. But before I do, like I said, I wanted to bring in some book page. Now, I have a few Edith Holden one. Part of me wanted to bring in the word nature or notes. So let's just tear those and see how I feel about that. See how I feel about, because I was just going to use some of these, and then I was thinking illustrations, but I really want the banner to pop, so I thought let's just not make it too messy or too busy. And I'm thinking, I'm going to rip these anyway. If we had the word nature, would that stick out? Or do we want the word notes? I think I kind of love the word notes. Let's find out. Let's just tear this a bit more. Because, you know, we make notes in our journals. And, like, I will keep these scraps because I have a problem. I think most of us do. We go, oh, that's got a bit of writing and it's a vintage bit. I mean, I need to keep it because I need to use it somewhere. And I'm thinking, yeah, just put it here. And then the banner. And we still see a lot of that brown. But we've got the book page in there as well. I mean, you could put notes down the bottom, but that's going to get completely covered. No, I really like it like that. I want this really dark brown. Really using my walnut stain. This is why I've got to get either scorched timber or ground espresso for next year, because yeah. So we've used different pieces of a book in this, which is all part of a bookbinder's art. I mean, there's so many things couldn't you? I wanted to go with the binding aspect. I mean, basically, there's so many bits of a book. There's illustrations, there's the cover, there's whatever you make the cover out of. But I wanted to use something like the pages because of the binding bit. Like, my brain got stuck on the binding idea. So you've got the pages and you've got the signatures. And I've just realised I don't think that's straight. You've got the pages and signatures. Let's try and straighten that. And you've got those cover, the inside covers and all that. So that's what I wanted to go with. That's where my brain went. It'll be interesting. I'm sure lots of other people have kind of had that idea too. But I don't know. And I'm excited to see everyone's video because, like always, I learn things from everyone else too. So there's so many techniques that I'm thinking, oh, that's a really good idea. I didn't think of that. Or we had a similar idea. But also, sorry about that, knock on the door. So, yeah, I love seeing what other people do. Because even if we've had the same idea, like denim jacket or denim pocket, it's interesting to see how everyone is using their pocket. Yeah, that's always fun. Now, I mean, I've got that large word there, but I also found this, and I have no idea where this is from. I just found it in my stash. It's got a little word on it, and I'm just wondering about putting a little word somewhere. Normally I'd use a different kind of word, but we've got this. So let's put discover. Just want to rip that off, ink it a little bit. So yeah, I'm excited to see what everyone's come up with, really. And what inspiration I can gather from all of that. I feel like there's, because of the line going down, but then maybe it would work really well there, like just there. Yeah, I think I like it there. And then I'm going to do just a few lines around it in black pen, because I like the fact that that helps it stand out, and that it gives another little added dimension. So I do that a lot on my pieces too. But it'll be interesting to see what everyone's least favourite piece of ephemera is, because yeah, I just couldn't think of one really. It was just like, they all have their time and place, and yes, there's some I use more, but maybe that's just because I get into the bad habit of using them more, rather than challenging myself, or yeah, maybe you just get into the habits of using a piece more than others. And so this is a really good way actually of just going, oh, what don't I use more? Let's see how I can actually make that something that I would be more tempted to use. So that is prompt 11. That is least favourite ephemera and bookbinders art. And let's just get this little card that I have. And this is a little tuck spot. And I actually really like how it's turned out. It's one of these little banner tuck spots. I don't use them a lot. I don't dislike them. You can see the rest of the cog over the page. And we've used one of the cover front sheets in the book, as well as a piece of the writing from the front, because again, we use a lot of the pages inside, but I feel like the indexes and the front with the copyright in that, a lot of people don't use a lot. So I like to use the index pages if they have them. Like this Edith Holden definitely has them. I like to use these a lot in my work, but in any book. And like I said, I like to use these, and I like to use like cover pages and things like that, because I just think it adds a fun element that we don't often see. We often see the main book page in something. So that's it for now. I can now go and watch what everyone else has done. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this. I know this video was a bit like, my words weren't working today. So hopefully the next one, they will be working. And I best finish up now because my cat is about to jump on the table. Yes, I can hear you. We're going to say bye to everyone. So thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe and comment if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you. Please don't knock the camera, Topaz. Sorry, she's knocking. She's really hitting into my arm. She wants a lot of attention. And yeah, leave a comment down below. I would love to know, if you're not taking part in the collaboration, what your least favourite piece of ephemera is. I really would love to know, because I find that fascinating. And yeah, what are you doing? There she is. She's walking now. But until next time, guys, wherever you are in the world, Topaz, out of there, leave the pens alone. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having lots and lots of crafty fun. Bye for now.